Hello, Creative Gems. Welcome to Creativity. Today, we're going to dive right in and make a bunch of beautiful bowls, all on a dollar budget. For our first bowl, it will have a chrome-like finish. I picked up these square bowls from the Dollar Tree in a couple of different sizes. The bowls are quite unique in that they have a scallop design around the rim of the bowls, and they all have a mirror-like finish, which will look amazing when we're done. I also found these plastic spoons, which come in a 24 pack. The first step is to snap the round part of each spoon and separate it out from the arm part of the spoon. We'll only need a handful of spoons, but since I like to use these spoons as embellishments for my other crafts, I'm going to continue until the whole pack is done. Next, we're going to take some clear round gem stickers and adhere a row of them onto each spoon arm. Now we're going to adhere the spoon arms horizontally towards the top edge of one of the smaller bowls. We're going to use a bit of hot glue to stick the spoon arms to the bowl. And notice how I'm lining up the curve of the spoon to the curve of the bowl. Repeat this step with all four sides of the bowl. Once the small bowl is done, put it aside for the time being so we can work on the larger bowl. For the larger bowl, adhere the spoon in the center of each side of the bowl, and then on either side of each spoon arm, adhere a row of the clear round gem stickers. And here's what the bowl looks like so far. Next, we're going to take the smaller bowl and glue it upside down to the bottom of the larger bowl. The smaller bowl will become the new base of the larger bowl to give it some height. A little bit of hot glue is all you'll need. And then to cover the seams between the two bowls, we'll cover the gap with a string of silver beaded necklace. The silver beaded necklace also has a mirror-like finish, so it will match perfectly with the rest of our bowl. And here's the final look for our first bowl. Wasn't it just so easy to make? It looks absolutely gorgeous, and I really love the mirror-like finish. It's also very lightweight, but with the wide opening, it can hold a lot. You can make it into a functional bowl and place it on a table by your front door to hold your keys or cell phone, or you can make it a more decorative bowl and showcase it with some decorative balls. Here I have one of my bowls sitting on a tray in the washroom and placed a couple of glass balls that I made inside it. I think it looks quite nice amongst my other silver themed decor pieces as well. And here you can see I ended up making a second similar bowl using up the round part of the spoons to embellish the larger bowl, which is sitting on top of the silver tea with a hammered mirror-like. Now let's move on to our next bowl. We're going to continue on the same theme by using up these extra Christmas ornament balls I picked up. These balls also have a mirror-like finish and come in a variety of sizes. These ones here are the smallest size I could find and will be perfect as an embellishment for our next bowl. To begin, we'll need to remove the silver caps from each ornament ball. Now I'm using a good pair of scissors to snip off the ends of each ball. You'll see why in a moment. Just make sure you snip the ends off so that the ornament ball remains as smooth and flat as possible. What your ornament balls should look like once you're done. There will be a tiny little hole where you snip the ends off, but that won't matter because we will use this end to place it onto our bowl. We're going to adhere the balls onto a medium-sized square bowl, the same type we used for our earlier bowls. I mentioned previously they do come in a few different sizes. This one is the medium size, so you'll be able to fit 3 ornament balls across the top row of the bowl. Try to place the 3 balls evenly apart from each other. You could use a ruler to measure things out, but here I'm just going to eyeball it. For the second row of balls, we're going to place it below the first row in an alternating pattern. Because the bowl curves and gets skinnier towards the base, we'll only be able to fit 2 ornament balls across. When you're done one side, repeat the same steps for all sides of the bowl. And while we work on that, I would like to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to today's craft project. If you enjoy Glam Home Decor and DIY crafts on a budget, it would help me greatly if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of my Glam Home Decor DIYs. And if you like what you see today, please give me a thumbs up as well. Your support will really help me continue providing you with more amazing and creative craft tutorials. And the best part is, subscribing and give me a thumbs up is absolutely free, but will make a world of difference to me. And here's the final look for our bowl. This bowl design was actually inspired by a much more expensive bowl I saw at Z Gallery. The Z Gallery bowl is round and heavier and of course costs a lot more than our dollar version, but I think both versions look equally beautiful. Comment down below and let me know if you like the look of these bowls that have a mirror-like finish. And if you have made it this far in today's tutorial, drop me a note with the word bowl so I know you visited. With that said, let's continue with our next bowl. We're going to start by making a Mod Podge and white glitter mixture. You can add as much or as little white glitter as you want. The reason for the glitter is only to give our bowl some texture as we will be applying this mixture onto a clear plastic bowl. The more texture you want on your bowl, the more glitter you'll want to add to your mixture. Once the Mod Podge has dried on the bowl, I'm going back in with some beige paint that I made by mixing metallic silver and metallic gold paint together until I got the shade that I wanted. And all of this is acrylic paint from the dollar store. In addition to the acrylic paint, I also sprinkled some silver glitter into the paint. Not only will the additional silver glitter add a bit more texture to the bowl, but it will also give it some sparkle. You can see here I'm being very generous with applying the paint mixture. I want to make sure that by the time we're done, the bowl will be completely opaque. You'll also want to make sure you allow several hours for the paint mixture to fully dry before handling the bowl again. Once the bowl is fully dry, I'm going to go back in and apply a silver rhinestone trim all around the outer rim of the bowl. This rhinestone trim is absolutely beautiful and so easy to work with. It's flexible and you can cut it to size. It also adheres perfectly to the plastic bowl with just a bit of hot glue. And in case you would like some of this rhinestone ribbon for your own crafts, I'll leave a link down below where you can purchase it from my Amazon store. Once the outer rim was done, I also went back in to do the exact step for the inner rim of the bowl as well. To give our bowl a bit of height, we're going to add a small glass bowl to the bottom. So I'm noticing that the bowl still looks unfinished to me. I'm going to go back in and add a string of silver beaded necklace along the very edge of the bowl. This will cover the clear plastic look I see where we did not apply any of the paint mixture. And as a final touch for this bowl, we're also going to go back in and apply some of the same silver rhinestone ribbon to the outer rim of the small glass bowl. That way, the base of the bowl matches the rest of the bowl with a consistent design look. And here's the final look for our bowl. It no longer looks like a plastic bowl. In fact, with the texture we added, it has somewhat of a ceramic look and feel to it. And the glass base we added gives the overall bowl some weight. I like the bowl so much I ended up making a second one, giving it a different base by using the same texture paint on a dessert glass that I turned upside down. All right, let's move on to our next bowl. Here I have a garden dish. It's clear and it's flat and it will be perfect to embellish. We're going to keep this garden dish relatively simple. First, we'll adhere a string of silver beaded necklace along the top rim. Then we're going to do the same along the bottom of the dish where it starts to flatten out. We'll also add some decorative pearl flower ribbon. These are self-adhesive, so no glue is required. To give the dish a bit of height, we'll add a silver base to the bottom of the dish. The silver tea light holder we will add as the base will also give the whole bowl a bit of color consistency to match the silver beaded necklace we used as a trim. Make sure you center the base as best as you can when placing it to the bottom of the dish. And that's it. This is the final look. I have placed this dish on top of a mirrored coaster I made, and I think the similar embellishments I used on the coaster is a perfect match. Inside the dish, I have placed a ceramic pumpkin, gourd, and acorn that I embellished. What do you think? Drop me a note with some ideas on what else you would use this dish for. Now for the next bowl, we're going to have some messy fun. You can use any size and shape bowl you have, either plastic or glass. I found a rather large bowl with a unique shape that I like. And when I say messy for this next bowl, that's because we're going to be working with a lot of vase filler beads, lots of white glitter, and lots of glue. Or in my case, I'm going to be using a lot of Mod Podge. You can use either the gloss version or the matte version. Either will do. I also picked up this adhesive spray. I've never used adhesive spray before, so we're going to test it out on our bowl to see how well it works and how easy it is to craft with. To begin, we're going to take some painter's tape and cover the outside bottom of our bowl, the flat part that sits on the table's surface. Next comes the fun and messy part. We're going to apply a good amount of Mod Podge all around the exterior of the bowl. You can squeeze the bottle of Mod Podge directly onto the bowl, but make sure you use a wide foam brush to smooth the Mod Podge out. The wider the foam brush, the faster and easier it will be to smooth out the Mod Podge before you apply the white vase filler to it. Before applying the vase filler, make sure you have some newspaper or scrap craft paper on your table surface because you're going to want to catch all the excess vase filler and glitter and save it for your next project. There will be a lot of fallout, so we don't want to waste any of it. When applying the vase filler, try to fill all the gaps so you have even spread of the vase filler applied. You can use your fingers to sprinkle additional vase filler where needed, controlling the amount of vase filler that is applied so you don't end up with random clumps of vase filler. Once you have the first layer of vase filler applied, you'll want to set it in place either with more Mod Podge or in my case, I'm going to test out the adhesive spray. As you can see, things are getting pretty messy. My hands are also very sticky because the adhesive spray seems to get everywhere. Now, you can opt to go back in to apply a second layer of vase filler, or if you are happy with the amount you have, simply go back in with some white glitter. I want my bowl to be completely opaque white, so I'm going to apply generous amounts of white glitter everywhere so that no clear plastic shows through at all. The great thing working with Mod Podge and this adhesive spray is that both dries clear as long as you don't overdo it. And once all the vase filler and glitter is applied, you want to set the bowl aside to allow ample time for everything to dry. It may take several hours, or if you're doing this in the evening, just leave it overnight. It's the next morning now, and I have removed the painter's tape from the bottom of the bowl. Everything is completely dry. We're going to continue embellishing this bowl with some silver beaded necklace. We're also going to give the bowl some height by adding a medium-sized silver square bowl to the bottom as the base, the same type of bowl we used earlier with a mirror-like finish. But before we do that, we're going to embellish it with the same silver beaded necklace. From a design perspective, this will help give the entire bowl a consistent look and feel. Here's what our base looks like. When you're done embellishing it, turn it upside down and adhere it to the larger bowl. Make sure you center the base to the bottom of the larger bowl. And here's the final look for our bowl. I made this one a while back as part of a winter collection, and I think it's so unique. The vase filler we applied to the bowl gives it some texture. The white glitter we applied gives it a pretty shimmer. And the base that we added gives the bowl a more regal look, especially with the mirror-like finish, which matches the silver beaded necklace. Comment down below and let me know how you would use this bowl. I think it would fit lots of fresh fruits if placed in the kitchen, but let me know what other ideas you have. And if you made it this far in today's tutorial, drop me a note with the word bowl so I know you visited. For our next bowl, we'll take another plastic bowl and embellish it with some silver plastic spoon arms. I have already taken some and added some bling stickers to each, and now we're going to adhere the spoon arms to the bowl vertically. You can apply any pattern you prefer. For mine, I'm going to apply the spoon arms in trios, spacing each trio of spoons evenly apart. In total, I'm going to apply 15 spoon arms. Now we're going to take a small glass tea light holder and adhere it upside down to the bottom of the bowl. And here's what it looks like. It's pretty simple, but I think perfect if you used it as a candy dish or to place a few of your favorite jewel pieces if you placed it in your bedroom. We're also going to make a second bowl, but this time we're going to make it into a glass bowl by applying some round flat glass gems to the outside of the plastic bowl. When adhering the glass gems to the bowl, a small dollop of hot glue works best because the glue will dry quickly and will be strong enough to hold the glass gems in place. But to make sure you don't see the hot glue, I would suggest applying only a small dollop of glue in the center of each gem and then gently press down each gem flat to the bowl so the hot glue can flatten out and become invisible. We'll continue to do that until the entire bowl is covered with the glass gems. Once that's done, put the bowl aside for the time being so we can make a base for it. Here I'm taking a small round plastic bowl and applying a thin layer of Mod Podge all over it. Then we're going to sprinkle a generous amount of silver glitter all over the bowl. You may need 2 coats of silver glitter, but make sure you allow about 30 minutes drying time between each layer. And make sure you always end with a final layer of Mod Podge to set everything in place. And here I'm just testing to make sure everything is dry and that all the glitter is set onto the bowl. The final step is to adhere the small bowl upside down to the bottom of the other bowl with the gems. And that's it. We can place some homemade decorative balls inside and showcase it on a side table. Or in my case, I have the bowl sitting on a shelving unit alongside some of my other bowls and decorative pieces. Comment down below and let me know which bowl from today's tutorial you liked best. And if you made it this far in today's video, please drop me a note with the word bowl. In the meantime, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And stick around and check out some of my other beautiful DIY home decor pieces.